So the FDA has made it very explicit. There are risks of statins. And so if statins had no adverse effects, well, that'd be great. All right, you're saving 1% of the people from having a heart attack. But they've made it very clear that there are risks. So if we go to the next slide, which I'd say I find amusing. This is from the American Heart Association making an official statement that statins produce non-serious reversible forgetfulness and cognitive. How can it be that you can prescribe medication and the person has forgetfulness and the American Heart Association considers that non-serious? I consider that pretty darn serious.
As do I.
And now let's go. Here's a study that actually looked at that. It's in the next slide. This is a real study. Understand, I don't make this stuff up. This is not an internet cult. This is in the original paper. What you've got here are 75-year-old people, men and women, all being diagnosed with dementia. They're all on a statin. They go to their doctor and they say, I've got seriously impaired memory. The beauty of this study is that they've taken all these people that are formally diagnosed with dementia, and now they take them all off of their statins. And that's the finding in the next slide.
Next slide.
Next slide. This is so important. When they took them off of their statin, their cognition improved. They're no longer diagnosed with dementia. And ultimately, this is the critical manipulation. They put these people back on the statin. All of them were then put back on their statin. And once again, they're diagnosed with dementia.
So that's the non-serious forgetfulness they were talking about, is literally
That
the
is
threshold of dementia.
serious. And it's interesting, reversible forgetfulness, which means the forgetfulness is reversed by taking people off of the statins. The American Heart Association is saying that. One thing I really have to emphasize to people, we have an epidemic of Alzheimer's disease.
Yes.
And we have a very high percentage of our elderly people on statins. We don't know what percentage of those people actually have fully functional brains, but the statins are having an adverse effect. This is so important. As a neuroscientist, I look at this. The brain actually produces its own cholesterol. It is so important for the brain to have cholesterol because it uses the cholesterol to produce new brain cells, new synapses, and to make memory. If the brain can't make cholesterol, it can't make new memories. And so a subset of the statins can get into the brain and muck up that machinery, which
Absolutely.
then causes it to have dementia. We don't know because this study has not been repeated. Nobody's interested in funding this kind of study. And
you would think that this is an important enough finding that there would be many researchers out there very eager to repeat the study and either falsify it or verify it. But as you said earlier, there's no patent waiting at the end of that study. So they're going to spend years of their life and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and there's not going to be a patentable drug at the end of that. Darlene has, she's going to print some of these studies out and take to her doctor. I know exactly what Darlene's up to. She says, where can I get copies of these trials? So what you do, Darlene,